Yesterday, of course, Alexey Navalny's funeral took place, and today he rests at Borisov's cemetery, so we're gonna go there now and see how it is. I don't know if there's gonna be a heavy police presence, if there's gonna be lots of people, if it's gonna be closed, but I want to go there and just document for you guys how it is. It's a beautiful spring evening here, second day of spring. It's about a 10-minute walk from the metro subway to the cemetery. So here we are, guys, at Alexey Navalny, his resting place. The funeral took place here yesterday, and now he lies in peace here. As you see, there's probably about 100 people. The gates are closed, but it is after 5 p.m, which is the time this normally closes here, so perhaps it was open before, I'm not sure, I think it was. But now there's a couple police here, and people that are arriving now after work are throwing their flowers over the gate where the rest of the flowers are. It's a nice evening here. It's the second day of spring. There's of course, a somber atmosphere in the air. People are very peaceful, reflective, of course, as people usually are at these times. But I just wanted to show you what it's like here right now. This is it. It's a kind of modest cemetery. It's about 20 to 30 minute drive from the center of Moscow. It's in the south. It's a suburb. It's the first time I've been here. There's a few photographers, journalists here asking people questions, but generally people are just here quietly paying their respects. It's kind of interesting watching the Western media and the Russian media, such different perspectives on all of this. There's no doubt here in Russia that Navalny represented an opposition to Putin. However, that's looked at a different way in the West. The West, of course, celebrated that as someone that was against Putin. However, in Russia, it wasn't that simple. It wasn't the case that everybody was pro Alexei Navalny. Of course, some were. What can we say about that? Of course, it's politics, isn't it? Which I don't want to get into heavily here. What I would say is that some of the ways it's portrayed is just not true at all, in the fact that people say you're not allowed to discuss Navalny or anything like that. The last couple of days on TV, all it's been is people vehemently discussing and arguing about Navalny for him and against him. It's completely untrue to say people aren't free to discuss things like that in Russia. What you're not free to do is protest. But people generally don't have a problem with that, because look at where protests lead in countries like America. You only need a few bad eggs in there and it turns into vandalism and unsafety for people. So yes, you can't protest here. It's your opinion if that's good or bad. But you absolutely can talk about it. People here aren't living in the dark ages. They have internet. All Western news is instantly translated and subtitled and dubbed here by multiple people, not official organizations, but multiple people, and watched by millions. As well as I say, people are allowed to discuss all of these things on television. You're just not allowed to support overthrow of government and protests and things like that. But discussion, freedom of speech. It's allowed here. It absolutely is, whether people like to hear that or not. This is obviously a particularly difficult story. Navalny, just in his sort of mid to late 40s, was in Germany a few years ago, knew his fate was to be imprisoned if he came back to Russia, and did it anyway out of principle, so you have to give him credit for that. What happened a week or so ago, I think we'll never know for sure, will we? Everybody will have their opinions, their theories, but a loss of life is always a sad thing, wherever you stand on all of this. So yeah, the purpose of this video was just to show you guys what the situation is here on the ground, how it looks where Navalny's funeral took place, and where he lies now.
Уважаемые, а может вы хотя бы цветочки передадите, а? Ну просто люди пришли с цветами, просто мы цветы отдадим и уйдем.
Не можем взять. Говорит,
Not much else more to say. Everybody's going to have their own personal opinions. I can just factually show you how it is here, and yeah, the rest of it is for you to decide. But I hope it's at least interesting. It gives you a truthful point of view here of what it's like.